Hey guys, welcome back to Garage Gossip. We're back after the summer break, and I'm very excited for that. I haven't seen y'all in a while. I have not seen y'all in a while. I missed the Hungarian Grand Prix. I did not do an episode on that, even though I promised y'all. But yeah, we're back and better than ever. I'm so excited that we're back. So yeah, I have a lot to discuss today. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Again, we're sticking to my usual layout, starting with Formula One news. Well, it's race week again, and I'm super excited, as you can see. Yeah, it's just Zandvoort. I mean, I don't know. I I have been so excited this whole summer break for Zandvoort, and I have no. Well, I do have a reason, but that's coming when we're talking about the feeder series. But I don't know, I'm just so excited to get back to racing because obviously I missed the Hungarian Grand Prix. So for me, it has been a while since I've seen a race. It's been the last race I've watched was Spa, so it has been a while. And y'all need to let me know if I need to rewatch the Hungarian Grand Prix because apparently it was a very fun Grand Prix to watch, especially like the end. I've seen a lot of people talk about the ending that was like very there was a lot of tension there. So y'all need to let me know if I need to rewatch it because I have been thinking about it. But it's just like it hasn't really I haven't done it yet, and I'm just like I do want to rewatch it, but I know how it ends. Like I know who won it and everything like that. So I'm just like, do I need to rewatch it or not? Just like let me know if I do. But yeah, no, it's racing again, and I'm so excited for that. I think what I'm really excited about is to see where the championship picks up again. Because, listen, there's only 9 points between Oscar and Lando, which means if one of the two doesn't score any points, for Oscar he will only enlarge in his gap, and Lando can catch up to Oscar and maybe even get first place in the championship. And I think that's so exciting. And y'all know my opinion on who deserves to win the championship the most. I say Lando, and I mean, I get it if you're Team Oscar. We're like discussing it as if it's the summer and pretty, but like, I get it if you're Team Oscar because he does deserve it. But personally, I am Team Lando, so I will always have Lando's back and I will support that man. Even though what happened at the start of the summer break with apparently him leaving some comments on Max Futrell's stream that were not really female friendly. I mean, I'm not gonna discuss that because I didn't really follow it, but yeah, I mean, if I see something like that, I'm just like a Lando. I don't know if it actually was him, but like if it actually was him, then yeah. I mean, separating the driver from the things he does, I guess. Yeah. By the way, while we're talking about things that happened at the start of summer break, did y'all see that girlie? I think this is so insane. That girlie, that I don't know what her name is, but there was one girl, and she posted on TikTok, I think it was, that she had been hospitalized because she just wasn't coping well with the fact that she saw a video of Lando kissing his girlfriend. Like something clicked in her head and she wasn't well with that. That's a bit like I get that you're a fan of somebody. Me too. I mean, I have a picture of Ollie Behrman hanging over there. But you know, not I did not print that. Okay, I did not print that. But like, you're going insane because you see your favorite driver kissing his girlfriend is actually insane. Like, okay, it's not fun. Like, I've been there. I've been there where I'm just like, that actually, oh, I hate that he's together with that girl. But, like, I'm not gonna go insane and I'm not gonna be hospitalized purely because of that. I mean, then something's really wrong in your head, you know. Yeah, anyway, back to the racing content. Yeah, no, I am just excited to see where the championship picks up, and I'm just also excited to see where every team individually picks up. I'm especially invested in Alpine. Purely because Alpine is still P10 in the championship. They only have 20 points, and all those 20 points are from Pierre Gasly. Franco is in P20 of the championship. There's 21 drivers in there. 3 of those are Alpine drivers. Both Jack Doohan and Franco Colapinto have not scored points. All those points for Alpine come from Pierre. So like I said, Franco is P20, Pierre is P14. And I have said in one of my previous episodes that I think Franco will not return after the summer break. We have not had any breaking posts this summer break, which is also one of the points that I wrote down. But there hasn't been anything communicated about Franco not driving after the summer break for Alpine. So I do think he will be driving in Zandvoort. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were to put another driver in the car come the next race, which I don't know. I can't remember what race is after Zandvoort. But I wouldn't be surprised if there is a third driver in that car in a few races' time. I would not be surprised, because P10 is not where Alpine want to be. And the fact that Pierre Gasly has already scored 20 points, he's P14 in the Drivers' Championship. You have to think about P14. That means there's 7 drivers that have scored less points than him, which does show that the car is not really the problem for Alpine, not solely the problem, is what I mean. Obviously, something's wrong with the car, obviously, because otherwise Franco would have scored points already as well. But the car is not solely the problem. That is, and I don't mean to hate on any drivers here, but because I love Franco and I love Jack, they both have my whole damn heart. But the fact that both of those drivers, Jack didn't get a fair chance. In my opinion, Jack did not get a fair chance. They could have let Jack drive 4 more races than he did. I don't remember, I don't really recall how many races he had. I think it was 4 or 5 races. Not enough. Not enough. So, yeah, I'm not really looking at Jack here, but purely focused on Franco. He has not scored any points, and he has had a lot of, unfortunate moments, let's call it like that. This summer break, he did some tests. At the start of the summer break, he did some tests in, I want to say Monza or Imola, one of the 2 Italian circuits, and he crashed. Yeah, something is not right there. Right? If you look at that, something's not right there. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if there is another driver in the car. And like I said, I have no clue who it is going to be. It could be Kushmani, but I don't see him going there, purely because then he would, like I say, give up his whole F2 stint. And I have to look at where Kush is in the championship. I don't think he is. He's not in the running to be the F2 champion this year. But still. Let me have a look. Kushmani. He's P13 in the F2 championship. So I don't see him giving that up. Because if he goes to F1, obviously he's not scoring any points more in the F2 championship. So I do then think maybe Paul Aaron, but he hasn't had any experience really in the F1 car. I have not. He did do the free practice sessions for Sauber in Hungary, and where was it? There was another one that he did do the free practice sessions for. I can't remember which one, but he did do the 2 free practice sessions that were supposed to be done in Nico Hulkenberg's car. So he has a little bit of experience in an F1 car this season already, but not in the Alpine car. Because I don't think, yes, he did do 1 free practice session, I think, as well. Was it for Alpine? Wait, I have to get my journal. I write it down in my journal. I'm gonna get it, and we're gonna talk about the rookie runnings. Okay, I got it. See, this is why I write everything like that down, because I cannot remember a lot of the things. So Paul only has done the free practice sessions for Sauber, so he has not driven in an Alpine car yet. So that then, because apparently Paul is also on loan, he's technically signed with Sauber, but Alpine is loaning him from Sauber, just like they are loaning Franco Colapinto from Williams. There are some major problems at Alpine at this moment, I think. And I think it all started with Ollie Oakes leaving the team. Like, Flavio Briatore is not the man at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years there is no Alpine anymore on the grid. Because they're loaning drivers right now. I don't think Pierre is getting paid that much. I don't know how much he's getting paid, but I don't think. Obviously, it's not going to be the same amount as a Lewis Hamilton or a Max Verstappen, but still, I don't think he's getting paid the same amount as, for example, Nico Hülkenberg. Obviously, Nico Hülkenberg also has more experience, but yeah, I think there's some major problems at Alpine that need to be looked at. I mean, yeah. Anyway, that being Alpine, I mean, I just rambled about Alpine there. I'm also like curious to see like the other teams. Obviously, not only Alpine. Lewis Hamilton, he's not being that happy at Ferrari at this moment. So yeah, I want to see hopefully some improvement from Ferrari and Hamilton at Ferrari, because yeah, I don't like seeing Lewis unhappy. Charles has been pretty happy with the Ferrari, not crazy happy, but he's been okay. Um, yeah, Red Bull. I'm very curious to see Red Bull, because obviously Max Verstappen is still third in the championship. I don't think he's going to be the champion this year. I think we can be pretty sure that it is going to be one of the McLaren drivers. But still, it is a not good like a good thing to look at. Like it's, I'm looking where Yuki Tsunoda is in the championship. He's 18th. He's so there's 3 drivers that are already out of the running to be champion this year, and obviously, I mean, technically all the drivers are out except for the McLaren drivers. But points wise, Jack Doohan is out, Franco Colapinto is out, and Ollie Behrman is out, which I think like Yuki Tsunoda, Xabi as well, Carlos, they're all going to be out after next race, I think, of the running to be the champion. Which obviously we know these drivers are not going to be the champion this year, which is like for some of them. I mean, for Carlos, that's pretty sad. I mean, I don't know where he ended up in last year's championship, but right now he's P16. And I mean, Williams is doing pretty well because I think they're P5 in the like Constructors Championship, or P4 even. It's not loading. I wanted to look at that, but it's not loading. Okay, anyway. Yeah. I mean, I'm just curious to see where all because obviously the teams have like the days that they're not supposed to work on the cars and they're not supposed to work on anything F1 related, but we all know they do. Like, we all know they do, because obviously, like, it is still Formula One. Like, Jean-Pierre, GP, I know that man has been working hard to get Max, like, to do better. Yeah, at Red Bull, I think they've been working really hard. But like, now that Christian Horner, I don't know, but I just think certain teams have been working pretty hard to get that car, like, to make it better. Other teams, like, I think the bottom 5 teams, those teams, I don't think they're coming with updates after the summer break, because we need to think next season. It's a whole new car, whole new regulations. So whatever they do on that car this season, they're not going to carry it over to next season because it's whole new regulations. So I think if you're the bottom 5 teams, you at this point should not care about this season's car. You should care about next season's car, because next season everything is going to be different, and I think you're going to want to do better next season than you're doing this season. I think. Shoot, don't shoot me if I'm wrong. Okay, I did talk a little bit about this, just like before, like the no braking points, no braking posts during the summer break. Up until this point, while I'm filming this, there have not been any braking posts on Instagram, which I don't think any of us expected that. I think we at least expected like one. Because technically, Bottas to Cadillac is semi-confirmed, because I've seen a lot of like the big Instagram accounts that usually have like those like insights on who is going where post about that Bottas has signed for Cadillac. So I think that is like semi-confirmed that we will have Bottas on the grid next season, but it's not fully confirmed because we do not have a breaking post confirming that Bottas is actually going there. We have no breaking posts, which to me that's insane because I did not think we would be here at this point. And then lastly, what I have on F1, Grill the Grid. I, for one, am too invested in this championship. I'm too invested in the Grill the Grid championship. Right now, there's 4 drivers still in contention to win. And 2 of those are in P1, 2 of those are in P3. So in P1, on the same step, we have Oscar Piastri, reigning champion, and Alex Albon. On P3, we have Ollie Behrman and Lando Norris. I, for one, am rooting for Ollie Behrman because I want that man to win a championship this year, and if it's gonna be Grill the Grid, then it's gonna be Grill the Grid. But I would also not be mad if it's like Alex Albon. Like those two, I actually, thinking of it, maybe I want Alex to win more because that man's reaction to getting a trophy of Grill the Grid, I think that's gonna be hilarious because I love that man. Like, I don't know what it is, but that man, yeah. But no, I'm just like I'm too invested. Also, Grill the Grid. I don't know if anybody else has noticed it, but those clips of Fernando, please someone confirm, but those are not filmed in the studio that are like used. That's like used for the Grill the Grid for like the F1 intros. Like, please someone confirm. Fernando is standing in front of a green screen. There's no other way. I have, since the start of the season, that intro, every time I see Fernando Alonso, I'm just like, that's not filmed in the studio. And there has been like other videos that have also been filmed in that same studio. And every time I see a clip from Fernando in the studio, I'm just like, that's not in the studio, that is a green screen. But then I'm looking closer and I'm just like, maybe it is in the studio? But no, please, I need some. This has actually been on my mind since the beginning of the season. I need someone to confirm whether or not Fernando Alonso is standing in front of a green screen or actually in the studio. Yeah, I need someone to confirm that. And then something else. I think it's really sad that Liam and Yuki are not in Grill the Grid. And I know. The only reason that they're not in, because we both know, like we all know, that it has been filmed. It has been filmed. Because usually the drivers that are not participating, I think the only driver is Lewis Hamilton, and he is in. So, yeah, we both know that it has been filmed with Yuki and Liam. The only reason that they're not putting it in the actual Grill the Grid episodes, wrong suit. Liam is still in the Red Bull suit. Yuki is still in the Racing Bull suit. And that's the only reason they are not putting it in the episodes. And I think I, for one, would not care. Because obviously, I know it has been filmed at the beginning of the season. I also know that there is footage of Jack doing all those challenges. I know. Okay? I actually really want to see it. So, maybe F1 just make an episode of Jack, Liam, and Yuki, put it in one, and just post that. Because I would love that, honestly. And I don't care if these drivers are not on the grid anymore or they switch teams. I don't fucking care. I need to see that footage. Okay? Thank you very much. Yeah. That is everything I have on F1. I'm looking at my list over there. Yeah, that's everything I have on F1. Now, moving on to feeder series. Alrighty, so F1 is not the only thing that's back this week. We also have F1 Academy again. I'm so excited. I, for one, have not been watching that much F1 Academy races this season. Last season I was really on it. This season I don't think I have watched more than 3 races. Yeah, I know it's bad. It's actually bad. Because I love supporting the girlies. And so I'm very happy that I can watch the races this weekend. Well, I'm thinking about that now, or maybe I can't. Anyway, I'm just happy that they're back. I'm just happy that they're back. I don't know how many races they have left. I know F1, F2 doesn't have that many races. F3 is done. Their season is done, which I think is insane. F2 has, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but I am guessing 4 races left. Okay, they're not back right now. They are back in Zandvoort, which for F1 is, I think, after Zandvoort the next race. Yeah. So F2 is back in Monza, which we will talk about that next week. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 races left for F2. F1 Academy, I need to check that. I think their championship is ending in Las Vegas, which is pretty badass if you ask me. F1 Academy. I do have some exciting news about F1 Academy, and I honestly, listen, I am so excited about this, but hold on. So, F1 Academy, they have a race in Zandvoort, Singapore, and they end in Las Vegas, which is my birthday weekend, which I'm very proud of. I have to go to the Las Vegas Grand Prix at least once in my life, because it's on my birthday. Like, we're not there yet. Hold on, that's only in November. We need to talk about Zandvoort now. Yeah, honestly, I have not been catching up with F1 Academy as much as I should. I don't know who's leading the championship. I don't know who is still fighting for the championship. Let me take a look. Bear, obviously, is in first. Dorian, Bear in first. Chloe Chambers in second, and Maya Berg in third. Ella is in fourth. Ella Lloyd is in fourth. I did not expect that. She's the first, like, rookie that's on there. Like, Bear, Chambers, and Berg all have to stop racing in the F1 Academy Series after this season. And I think those are the, like, 3 drivers that are actively fighting for the championship. Although Lloyd is not that far away, but I'd rather someone from the top 3 wins than Ella Lloyd, so that Ella Lloyd has next season to drive at F1 Academy. Yeah. I always... Listen, last season I wanted Abby Pulling to win. Not only because I love Abby Pulling, right? But I also wanted her to win because it was her second season. So after that season, she had to stop. If she won or not, she had to stop racing in F1 Academy. Same for this season. Bear, Chambers, and Berg all have to stop after this season because this is their second season in F1 Academy, and you can only do 2. So they all have to stop racing in that series. They all have to go somewhere else. So I'd rather them, like, one of them wins than Ella Lloyd, this is only her first season in the series, and she has a chance to do a second. If you get what I mean. I don't know. Anyway, what I am very, very, very excited about is the wildcard entry for Zandvoort, for obviously F1 Academy. If you don't know what a wildcard entry is in F1 Academy, if you never really watched it, you never really searched it up what it means. So basically, in F1 Academy, we get wildcard entries. And what they mean is, for every race, I don't know if it actually is every race, but for certain races, there's a driver that only drives that certain weekend. So for this weekend, for Zandvoort, it is Esme Kosterman, and as you can hear, the name, I think that's very, like, giving. She is also from the Netherlands. So I think we've had a wildcard entry in China. Did they drive in China? I can't remember. But we've had other wildcard entries as well. And so the wildcard entries are always from the country that we are currently racing in. So for Zandvoort, it is from someone from the Netherlands. For Las Vegas, it might be someone from America, from Singapore, it's gonna be someone from Singapore. You get what I mean? But obviously, I'm very excited about Esme driving this weekend. But what I'm more excited about is her livery of her car. Her livery will be sponsored by Team Viewer. They also sponsor, I think, Mercedes in F1. Team Viewer, they are doing this very special livery, and they will feature 200 incredible women that are trying to make the sport more accessible for other female fans, for younger girls. They just are doing everything in their power to, like I said, make the sport as accessible as they can for new girls entering the sport, for new female wanting to be fans of the sport. And I am honored to say that there's gonna be faces on the car. Okay, the faces of 200 women are gonna be all featured on the car, and I feel very honored to say that my face might be in those 200 women's faces, like my face. I can't speak anymore because I'm too excited. My face will be on the car. Yeah, I mean, I feel so honored to be on that car because my following is not that big. Okay, I don't have that big of a following, but I am doing everything in my power to make girls and female fans feel seen and feel heard and just feel welcome in the whole atmosphere of Formula One and of F1 Academy and just racing in general. And so, how this all came to be? Let me give y'all the rundown. So I was scrolling. I was in Spain. I told y'all I was in Spain, and I was just on Instagram. And I came across an Instagram story of Liv Lovelitz, which shout out her because she is one of my favorite motorsport creators. And I think her face will be featured on there as well, which is very exciting. And she posted about this whole initiative, and as a girl, you could nominate yourself to be on the car, or you could nominate someone else to be on the car. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm doing everything in my power to actually make this feel like a safe space for girls and for women. So I was like, you know what? Let me just nominate myself. I will probably not make it onto the car purely because my following is not that big. But let's try it. And then a few weeks after, I got an email saying, your face will be on the car. Just sign this contract and your face might be on the car. Which, yeah, it's insane. It's really, really insane. And I'm feeling very honored. You know, you bet your fucking ass that I will zoom in on all the pictures that are posted of that certain livery, looking for my own face. Because 200 women on one car, I mean, the cars are pretty big. But still, I don't think they're gonna be pretty big pictures. So yeah, I'm so excited. I actually looked into um, going to the Zandvoort Grand Prix because it would have just been so magical seeing that livery IRL, but tickets were pretty expensive. You know, obviously it's a Formula One Grand Prix as well, but still, I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'll just watch it at home. I can pause it and zoom in. You know, even better. So yeah, obviously I will post the pictures of the car on my Instagram and on my TikTok as well. My TikTok is not the same as my Instagram. My TikTok is called Pitlane Pages, and obviously the Instagram Garage Gossip _ podcast, I think it is. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a bit of a blur for me of what I already what I talked about. I hope you will enjoy your Zandvoort Grand Prix. I hope you will look and watch. I hope you will watch the F1 Academy races as well and like zoom in on the livery looking for my face. And yeah, no, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And You on YouTube, you will see me again next week, and you on Spotify or any other audio podcast platform, you will hear me again next week. Bye!